Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 9, Episode 12, The Ultimate Ultimatum. Well, I am going to be recapping this episode as I watch it, so I just can't wait another minute to find out if there's some more British humor. Let's get started. Well, this episode opens with Lisa, Rinna, and Erika in the car. Erika's driving. I love this road. And Rinna goes, me too. I drive on it every day. No, you don't. Anyway, Erika is taking Rinna to her friend's gym to work out because they do not feel good unless they work out every day, which is so funny because I don't feel good when I do work out. When they get to the gym, they're doing the rowing machine and the guy's telling her, okay, watch it. Your knees are going in. That means your glutes are weak. In the confessional, Rinna goes, okay, you might not be able to bounce a dime off my ass anymore, but I used to have my own workout videos. And then we see, and then we get to see one. It is, oh my God, it is a treasure. Now we are with Lisa and Ken, and we are picking out marble for the kitchen countertops. And Harrison is with, of course. That's not shocking at all because they bring a dog everywhere. The shocking part is that Harrison is walking around outside, like his paws are touching the cement outside. I didn't know that Lisa's dogs could do that. Lisa and Ken are discussing the fact that PK called Lisa the day before, I want to be back best friends with you, Lisa. And she said, well, I've missed you too, PK. And so she and Ken are talking about the fact that maybe they want to get together for lunch. And Ken said, well, I don't see anything wrong with having lunch with PK, but with Doreens, you're not going to get a straight answer. Well, Lisa finally picked out the kind of marble she wants, and it wasn't the one that Puffy peed on. They're huge slabs. She needs 7 of them. 7 of them. I think I did my whole kitchen with like half of a slab. Maybe not, but like 1 slab. That is a lot of marble. Next, we are at Beverly Beach, and it looks like Jagger and Phoenix are working there now. Okay, so apparently this is a new studio for Beverly Beach because Dorit can't work out of her home anymore. It was just too difficult working in my giant mansion. So she had this guy, Matt, design the space, and this was her first time seeing it. PK shows up to see it for the first time too, and he tells Dorit that he's having lunch with Lisa Vanderpump. He said, I called her, and I think Dorit is at that lunch too, just from previews, but it sounded like he just said that he was going to have lunch with her. And then she brings up the stupid, insensitive comment that he made to Kyle. Believe it or not, he agreed to call her, I love Kyle, I'll call and apologize. It was insensitive, but I'm not going to discuss it for days and weeks on end. Fair enough, I don't blame you. Okay, so now we are with Kyle and Teddy, and they're going for a walk near Hollywood Lake. It's very pretty. You can see the Hollywood sign in the background, and they're talking about the RV trip. Oh, side note, I love Teddy's confessional look here. The way her hair is, I don't know, she just looks so pretty. Kyle said, you're the only one looking forward to this, right? And she starts laughing, and she's talking about how my potluck dinner went over so well last year. You guys remember, Erika ended up spending the night in a Comfort Inn or something. Anyway, of course it's a bad idea. What would make you think that in any situation these women would be comfortable in an RV and have fun in cramped living quarters, even if it is just for 24 hours? Not this group. Now we are at lunch with Denise and Camille. And I guess the two of them met when Camille was married to Kelsey Grammer. And they have a little bit of a kindred spirit because they have both been through very public, very difficult divorces. The talk gets around to the Boy George concert. Denise asked, "So how was the concert?" And Camille said, "Well..." And Denise goes, "Oh, do I need a drink for this?" So they both order drinks. What's interesting to me about this is Camille's takeaway. You might think that this was a story about PK and Kyle and how PK, made a comment. It was a joke. Kyle didn't take it that way. Kyle took offense. That kind of thing. But the way Camille tells it, she kind of cuts down to the core of it being Dorit came to talk to Kyle and Teddy jumped in and got in the middle of it. It's very interesting to me that even though Dorit and Kyle made up at the end of that, Camille is like putting some sort of onus on Teddy. For something that really didn't involve Camille, she was very bothered by Teddy jumping in the middle of it. Kind of interesting. Ooh, Camille has a delicious confessional. She said, "Teddy's letting her youth get the best of her. She's just an entitled millennial." Camille is catty and I'm here for it. Oh, okay. It doesn't end with Teddy. Now you see Camille is like monopolizing the entire conversation during this lunch. She said, but there's another side to that too. And that's Dorit. I'm not sure I really am bonding with Dorit either. And then you see like the passage of time. She's still talking. Denise is like just about to fall asleep. And she's talking about Lisa Rinna and somebody else. Finally, in Denise's confessional, she said, Camille can't shut her pie hole. And it's telling me one thing, that she's probably going to be talking about me next. That's probably a pretty fair assumption. And Denise said, the other side of this is that I love all these ladies and I don't want to tell them what she's saying about them because then everything will blow up. Denise, get with the program, sweetie. You are on the Housewives now. It's almost an obligation for you to tell the other ladies and have it blow up. That's what we do here. This must be a light episode because now we get a lot of footage of families getting their kids ready for school, getting up in the morning, getting the kids breakfast and getting them to school. We have Kyle and Portia, and then we're at Denise's house and we with her kids. And okay, now we are at Pump. Lisa and Ken are there, and it is going to be a lunch with PK and Dorit. To the confession cam, Lisa said, I don't know what to expect with this lunch, but if Dorit were to say, "I don't believe you gave that story to Radar Online," then I believe we can move forward with our friendship because we'll be on the same page. Now we are in the car with PK and Dorit's like, "How do you feel, baby?" And he says, "I feel fine because we're going to make things right." And Dorit said, "But PK, I have to be true to what I believe." And he ends up basically saying that he is going to leave the majority of this to Dorit, but that I hope you two ladies can work it out. So this lunch starts a little awkwardly. A bunch of passive-aggressive comments by Lisa Vanderpump. PK said, "Oh, you're like me. You were cold this morning," because she has a scarf on. And she said, "I've been feeling cold for several weeks now. Feeling a little iced out." Okay. Then when the wine comes and they're toasting each other, I guess she smiled and said, "I love you" to PK. I thought she said it to Kim, but maybe she said it to PK because Dorit said, "Oh, he gets a I love you and I get just a look." Dorit starts by saying, "Lisa, why would you call TMZ and not talk to me?" And Lisa said, "I called to set the record straight. It was in your defense." And Dorit said, "But I'm your friend, Lisa." So Lisa's point was, yeah, but I told TMZ and that made a much bigger impact than me just calling you and saying, "Oh, hello, Dorit." But I understand Dorit's point. If this Radar Online thing came out, I would also believe that the first thing you would do is call the friend and say, I'm so sorry this came out. This was not me. And in fact, I'm going to call TMZ and set the record straight. It is a little weird that she saw the Radar Online and went to TMZ and never said a word to Dorit. Okay, so in Dorit's confessional, she really thinks that Lisa went to Radar Online, gave them that story, and then went to TMZ to defend herself to make it look like she didn't give the first story. And Ken is just fiercely defending Lisa. You should have said thank you for that article. Yeah, this isn't going in the right direction, and I haven't heard a peep out of PK yet. So Dorit says to her, I'm sorry, but I find it very difficult to believe that you did not give that story to Radar Online. And Lisa said, I'm sorry, but if you believe that I gave that story to Radar Online, then we don't have a friendship. And Dorit's like, oh. So now Dorit said, I can't believe you will say you won't be my friend if I don't believe you. Lisa is like, no, I stand by that. If you don't believe me, we're not going to be friends. Which, yeah, I wouldn't be friends with somebody who thought I was lying and lying about something that I did against them. I think it's ridiculous for Dorit to think that they could still be friends, even though she believed Lisa lied, right? I'm on Lisa's side with that. So PK said, can't we eradicate it, erase it, and move forward? Ken, you can only flip forward. Flip forward? You can only flip forward with Lisa and me if you understand that Lisa never ever lies and she is the best friend you will ever have. And if she doesn't believe her, no friendship. I'll give you this. That guy is loyal. He stands by his woman. PK goes, you're trying to control our thoughts. And Ken goes, of course I am. I'm trying to tell you that Lisa is the most honest person you will ever meet in your entire life. Okay. This is mind-blowing to me. Dorit's argument is that she can still believe that Lisa did that, sent a story to Radar Online that attacks Dorit, but Dorit cares enough about her friendship to Lisa that she's willing to move forward and move past it and forgive it. She believes Lisa did that, but the friendship means more to her. That is bizarre to me. I am with Lisa Vanderpump in thinking that I would not want to continue a friendship with a woman who would tell lies about me to the press. I would want that woman out of my life. And if I really believed that my friend did that, I would not want to be friends with her anymore. It's so bizarre to me, but I'm understanding, I think, for the first time, what Kyle meant when she said, I can still love you, Lisa, even if I believe you did this. Your friends can do bad things and you still love them. I mean, I guess it would depend on the thing that your friend did, but not telling lies in the press about you, making you look bad in the press. It also really makes it seem like Lisa did not do this. I don't know. She's definitely doubling down on her innocence. Not that that makes her innocent, but it is a compelling argument. Okay, so now PK is saying, Ken, you're being too black and white here. And Ken's like, no. If you don't believe Lisa, you can't be our friends. I believe you're trying, but I don't believe Dorit is. And so then finally Lisa said, what about you, PK? Do you believe it? And PK said, I believe somebody in your camp leaked that story. Lisa said, I'm telling you, I did not give that story, and I don't know of anybody else giving that story. And he said, okay, that's enough. I believe you. And Lisa said, but your wife won't. And he said, well, I don't control my wife. I'm a trusting person. So now it's getting to like Dorit saying, you're asking me to not be true to myself. And he said, no, all I'm saying is that if Lisa swore on her children's life that she did not give that story, and Lisa interjects and says, or know anybody that did. He said, that's good enough for me. So Dorit starts to say to Lisa, I care enough about our friendship. And Lisa starts going, say it, go on, say it, say it, say it. It's very bizarre. And she said, to have it be built on honesty, much like I believe that you had something to do with the initial story and the Johns, period. And Ken gets up, walks over to Lisa, and he said, PK, I'd like to remain friends with you. And now Lisa gets up and she said, I love you. And they get up and leave. And Dorit said, well, PK, I guess you'll be having dinner with them alone from now on. So now Lisa and Ken have gone inside the restaurant. And Dorit said, you know, you've put me in an awkward position, PK. And he said, I'm not putting you in any position. I love you. I support you. But when somebody swears on their children's lives, I think you just have to believe them. Dorit ends up saying, listen, I don't want to sit here in their restaurant. It's uncomfortable for me. I want to get up and leave. So she walks into the restaurant and she's like, Lisa, and tries to get her attention. She's like, yes, what? And she said, I just want you to know, whatever you decide, I will respect, but I love you. And Lisa's telling her she doesn't want to love like that. A relationship has to be based on honesty, Dorit. And she said, exactly. And I'm being honest with you right now. I still want to move forward, honey. Lisa, with somebody you think is lying to you? Dorit, yes. Lisa, okay, I love you. And she walks out. Dorit, how can you say you love me? Lisa turns around, well, actually, I don't. And Dorit goes, okay then. Is that the first time you've lied? And Lisa said, yes, that's the first time I've lied. And so that's it. It's done. Dorit now somehow believes that it's clear to me now that Lisa is still holding a grudge from when I said that she was needy, that she needed love. And that was like last season or the season before. I don't know that that's the grudge she's holding, but maybe. I do think Lisa, files things away that you've done in the past and remembers them. Next, we are at Kyle's house, and all kinds of chaos is going on because Sophia is home from school and they are having their holiday cards done. I have no idea what time of year this really is. Behind closed doors, we hear Mauricio going, ow, oh, you're hurting me. Why are you being so rough? And her kind of laughing, because I'm in a hurry. Come on, let's get going. And and she goes, you're sweating. And he goes, I know. And, I don't know if we're supposed to think that's sex or not, because no. Scariest sex ever. But then we see what it is, and it's worse. Kyle clipping Mauricio's toenails. Why is that something Kyle needs to do? Okay, so now the photographers are coming and she's yelling for somebody to open the gate for the photographers to come in, and she's trying to keep all the dogs from getting out. Basically, it's just chaos. Okay, so the look is jeans and a white shirt. I feel like that's pretty overdone, isn't it? Or is it like so old it's back in style again? I don't know. Everybody, of course, looks cute, but that's just because this is a gorgeous looking family. Now the dogs get out because the gate was left open and Kyle's screaming at Mauricio, run, get him. And Kyle goes running to get one and Mauricio gets another, and they're all sweaty, but of course it is still a perfect picture. Okay, so now we are at Teddy's house, and she has planned a beautiful catered dinner for all the ladies to kind of pamper them one last time before they go on this RV trip where they're going to have to be, cooking for themselves. And I don't know, this RV is parked out in front. It's got a huge advertisement on the side of it. I thought her husband owned this RV, but this now to me with that giant ad looks like something that the ladies are renting in exchange for the advertising. You know what I mean? Anyway, Lisa Rinna gets there first and she tells Teddy she's nervous about this. And Teddy said, well, what exactly are you nervous about? And she goes, all of it. I'm just nervous about the whole thing. Again, yeah, you should be, because this is not going to go well. Now everybody is there. Kyle, Dorit, Erika, Camille, and Denise, along with, like I said, Lisa Rinna and, of course, Teddy. It's her house. And they're talking about what are you going to wear? And Erika said, I'm wearing sweats. And like, no glam at all. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, no glam on this trip. Then someone else asked who's going. And Teddy said, I think everybody here is going. And then Kyle said, I assume Lisa Vanderpump is not coming. Teddy said, she didn't even reply to me for tonight. My guess, she has also blocked you, Teddy. Camille said, has anybody heard from her? Erika said, she texted me to invite me to the party that she had. The decriminalization of homosexuality in India. Cut over to Lisa at Pump and, dancing, and she's got like a sari on, and it almost seems just like a tad offensive the way like John Sessa is dressed and Ken and Lisa. I don't know. But I will say this. Lisa is living her best life. She does not need to go on an RV trip with these women who think she's a liar. She's doing bigger, more important things, and I think she's doing just fine. So back at Teddy's, Dorit said, well, we had lunch together, Lisa, Ken, PK, and I. The essence of it was either you say right now that Lisa had nothing to do with any of this, or you can't be friends with us anymore. And someone's like, oh! I don't know why anybody is surprised at that. Okay, well, this thing between PK and Kyle is coming to a little bit of a head right now because Erika asked, how does PK feel about all this? And she said, well, PK is the eternal optimist. Kyle asks Dorit, why is it so important to PK that he's still friends with Lisa? And she said, well, it isn't that, and Kyle said, well, for example, like what he said at the Boy George concert when he made it sound like, well, I'm not in the same boat as you because, Lisa and Kenny are friends with me. It was clear that Kyle wanted an apology. Dorit now said that he did apologize to you that night, and she goes, yeah, no, not really. And we see that what PK actually said was, well, I'm sorry you didn't get my joke. I can accept that. Okay, Kyle's right. That was not really an apology. Dorit ends up saying, well, here's the thing. They're fine with PK and PK's fine with them. I'm the one that's ostracized. Erika, how does that work out at home? You guys are connected. Because, you can't fall out with Tom and not fall out with Erika. Because Erika's going to show up at your fucking door. Oh, God. Nothing is more delightful to me. These highbrow women that think that they are street tough. It's so good. So now Kyle thinks it's very suspicious. In her confessional, she said, PK adores Dorit. I know that. But this whole thing just seems very fishy to me. Like PK wanting to protect his relationship with Lisa and Ken so fiercely, and Lisa wanting to be friends with PK so much, but leaving Dorit out of it. Something is so odd. I don't know if it's that they're protecting business relationships or if they've got dirt on each other. I just can't put my finger on it. So Dorit said it's called a deep friendship. PK and Lisa have just a very strong bond. And Kyle goes, I'm sorry, but I don't think that PK has a better friendship with Lisa than I do. I'm pretty sure I've known her longer. Then Camille pipes up and goes, I never heard of either of you until 2 years ago. That doesn't mean they weren't friends for years in London. Oh boy, this is going in a very weird direction because now Dorit is like defending PK's relationship and how deep of friends he is with Lisa and Ken. This goes back to London, she said. And Kyle's like, well, how come I never heard of them? Like a birthday, an anniversary, I mean, nothing. Dorit said, oh my God, Kyle, just because you've never heard of him doesn't mean they're not friends. Why would you have heard of them, Kyle? Because Lisa and I are very good friends. If you and I were very good friends, you would know all of my friends. And Dorit goes, I don't know all of your friends. Kyle, then maybe we aren't very good friends, Dorit. Okay. Dorit said, okay, well, thank you for telling me that. I can't believe where this conversation is going. You're hurting me right now. And Kyle's like, oh my God. Dorit goes, can we stop? And then Denise goes, boy, I can't wait for this fucking trip we're going on. And cut over to Kyle and she's like, still seething. Oh boy, guys, this is where we end. I can't wait for the RV trip. I wonder if everybody is gonna still be even going on this trip. Okay, I just saw the previews and it does look like everybody goes. Dorit, Kyle, it looks like everybody is on the trip. I mean, not Lisa Vanderpump, but maybe they can take a little break from the infighting. All right, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And don't forget to leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. I'll be back here next Tuesday for the next recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I hope I see you then. Bye.